losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime. I guess they wasn't.
It's been a while, but we are finally back. Welcome to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports. Just in case you guys forgot, man, I'm KSpadeTheProspect.
And I'm your boy LaParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade, ain't no need to prolong it. Let me jump right into it, man.
Let's
you ready?
get it, man. Let's go.
So if you haven't heard, there's been a lot of reports coming out this week that Kobe Bryant may play some small forward and power forward, and a lot of people on Twitter are up in arms. They're like, power forward in the West. So Spade, I had to bring this to the show. Let me know your thoughts on Kobe playing power forward, small forward in the Western Conference.
I feel like people taking this whole thing a little too seriously. They taking it out of context.
I agree, champ.
I
agree.
What Coach Scott said was, Kobe's going to play some small forward this year. Hey, against some teams, he may even play some power forward. He did not say, we're going to start Kobe at the 4. He's going to log a lot of minutes at the 4. He never said that. In case you guys haven't been watching, a lot of teams are going small ball. And I mean, It was times in the finals, LaPaz, you and I talked about it. It was times in the finals where it wasn't a big on the floor at all. You know, Kobe's a strong 6'6", maybe even 6'7" if he don't get a haircut. I'm sure he could guard Draymond Green at the 4, maybe even Harrison Barnes at the 4. Maybe even Josh Smith at the 4. Josh Smith played a lot of 3 at some point in his career. So Josh Smith, I can see something like that. I don't think this coach is dumb enough to say, we got the Spurs tonight with LaMarcus Aldridge and Tim Duncan. Let's play Kobe at the 4. He's not talking about that. Y'all relax.
Yeah, man. I agree. And that's what I was going to say, Spade. Because I've seen a lot of people saying Byron Scott is dumb. Like he's dumb. Like he's an idiot for playing Kobe at. He said in certain situations against certain teams, he is. Trust me, he's not dumb enough to have him guard. I've seen a lot of people saying Kobe guarding Blake. Come on, man. He's not that stupid, y'all.
I don't think he's stupid
you can see
at all.
You can see Kobe guarding Millsap. You can see, I mean, like you said, take a look at the finals. There was a lot of times Iguodala was playing the 4. Like it was no big out there, man. I mean, look at a team like Boston that just made the playoffs. They was going with Isaiah Thomas, Marcus Smart, Brandon Bass, and Crowder. Like, you telling me Kobe can't defend those guys? And in my opinion, I think Kobe can defend Kevin Love on the perimeter at the 4. Kevin Love ain't the same Kevin Love he was in Minnesota. Kevin Love in Minnesota, I did some research, Spade. I don't know. I wanted to surprise you, champ. Kevin Love was probably 270, 280 in Minnesota. Kevin Love done slimmed down to about 240 now. Well, like 240 pounds. Like, I think Kobe could defend Kevin Love. How do you feel about that?
Slow down. See, the thing is, Kevin Love's not going to the perimeter if he see he got Kobe on him. I mean,
I hope he not.
Kevin's not Hakeem Olajuwon in the post, but he going to take his chances with Kobe. But I think you and I are basically saying the same thing. If we're coach of the Lakers, there's some situations where I definitely put Kobe at the 4. That's not his primary position. I'm not going to say I need a power forward. Where's Kobe? But yeah, definitely, if Golden State come up here thinking that Draymond going to cook us at the 4, I'm putting Kobe Bean Bryant on his ass and I'm shutting him down. So I don't think that's a bad idea at all. But since we talking, a little bit of NBA news, let's shift to another 2-guard that's, near and dear to my heart, man. Ray Allen, the real-life rainmaker. This guy right here has just had a phenomenal career. We know he didn't really play for anybody last year. He just turned 40. First of all, they got him a pretty amazing cake. You can probably find images of that cake online if you haven't seen it. It's got all of his jerseys from like college all the way to all the teams he played for. But my question to you is, man, Ray Allen, his last year in Miami is the only year in his career that he didn't average double digits in scoring. Should Ray just hang it up and just go down in history as one of the greatest shooters we ever seen? Or should he come back and play a small role with a team and continue to put a little bit of space in that 3-point record that he holds?
Well, when it comes to shooting, I go to guys that shoot. And guys like Reggie Miller and Ray Allen, those guys said if you can shoot, you can always shoot. So if somebody need a shooter, I think Ray Allen can come right back, right back in the NBA and light it up. If he need to knock down money shots, I think he can knock down them shots. But what I think may have hurt Ray was not playing last year, man. Is Ray in shape? Is Ray focused? Do we want to play basketball? I would like to see Ray come back for maybe one more year, maybe a run with LeBron, maybe teaming back up with Doc Rivers.
Why you want to say that?
Maybe
don't. Why you gotta be with LeBron? Don't do that.
I mean, I wasn't finished. I said maybe teaming up with Doc Rivers. I'm pretty sure if Ray coming back, he's going to come back to a team that have a shot to, go long, go in the playoffs, deep. So I don't see him coming back to go back to Milwaukee to do that. I want to retire a Buck or I want to retire a Supersonic. Even though the Supersonics now are the Thunder, would you see Ray going to the Thunder? I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings.
I don't see why not. As far as him taking a year off, I see what you're saying. It could definitely hurt, but it could also help. Keep in mind, Ray Allen has always kind of set the bar from a physical, regimen perspective. They said that this guy was in insane shape. That's true. And a lot of time, because you and I, we're gamers and we get sick of games. But at times, you take a little bit of time off of something that you love, that you're kind of frustrated with or even tired of. And you'd be surprised what it does to that appetite. You come back, and a lot of times you want it even more. And I can see Ray, like I said, his last year in Miami, it's the only year of his entire career that he didn't average double digits. And I don't think it was out of loss of skill. It just was the way things was going in Miami. It was the amount of touches he was getting. One could argue he made the biggest shot of LeBron's whole tenure in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Ray Allen not being on that team, maybe they don't get a ring that year. But yeah, I would like to see him back.
I would like to see him back for one more year. So we're going to go 2 topics back to back. That's near and dear to your heart. So I'm kind of strong-arming this topic right here. Let me hit it with the strong-arm sports. And Spade, I got a few thoughts you probably not going to like. Let's go to college football. Right. The Miami Hurricanes, the Canes, the U. I threw up the U, even though I'm a Florida State fan. The U. They were a Nike team for over 30, 40 years, man. They've been with Nike forever. They just signed a contract with Adidas. Adidas going to make their jerseys and everything.
They fly. I saw.
They cheeks, man. What? They cheeks. But they cheeks. They don't look better than them Nike joints. But let me finish. This kind of got me to thinking. This may be a sign that the Canes are done. I think this is a sign that the Canes...
That the Canes are what?
Let me finish. That the Canes are done. Like, Miami is known for having the best. Nike is the best apparel maker when it comes to shoes. Adidas is known for getting D-Rose hurt. That's what Adidas is known for. Man. You know what I mean? And the Canes have signed this long-term deal. I think the deal... I think I read that the deal was for 8 years and I think $33 million or $40 million. And the Adidas outbid Under Armour, for the rights to the Miami Hurricanes. And I know it's about money. I know it's bigger than them falling off.
Else to say then?
No, because Nike was always rolling with the Canes, and Nike was like, you know what? We got Oregon up here, we got Florida State down here, we got these other teams, and we don't think Miami yet no more, and I think that's why they let Adidas win the bid.
So you think, wait, let me get this right.
Go ahead.
Because this is funny. You think Nike let Adidas win the bid?
Absolutely. You telling me Adidas money longer than Nike's?
I think Nike got their hands in a whole lot of pots, and when you got your hands in a whole lot of pots, sometimes you run a little thin. I don't think either one of these companies are running out of money, but you saying Adidas don't make good apparel, like they didn't just have the NBA jersey license a few years back. They've also held an NFL. But my point is, you know how they won those? Throwing more money on the table than Nike. So I don't know what you're talking about. They've outbid Nike before. They're outbid Nike again. And for us, for Miami, it's not about a brand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Nike, this ain't Friday Night Lights, booby. You ain't got to have black Nikes up in this guy. It ain't about the brand. It's about who talking money. And as a Miami fan, I like to hear that. Because if we turning down more money because we got some loyalty to Nike, I don't get it. The only school that should be doing that is Oregon. Yeah, that dude, he's an alumni of Oregon. Yeah, y'all supposed to scratch each other back. We don't owe Nike shit. You better bring that check to Miami, and if you don't bring it, we rocking Adidas. Keep doing the right thing, UM. I don't have no problem with it.
So you telling me they're gonna win the ACC this year? That's what you telling me?
I mean, they could. Y'all won't. Florida State won't. Which leads me to a topic I want to talk about. Since you come up in here banging the cannon about Miami, let's talk about Florida State.
Okay.
Florida State, the 2 times back-to-back defending ACC champs, they not ranked number 1 in the ACC this year. Clemson is. As you guys know, of course, Florida State just lost the charismatic quarterback we all know and love. But they also got some off-the-field issues hurting some of their other positions. I don't even know who the running back position. I don't know who's starting at running back. But how you feel about this? Clemson is preseason number 1 in the ACC, not the Seminoles.
Yeah, they did pick Clemson to win the ACC. I can see that they got us falling right behind Clemson. And you know what? We lost some players. I think we have 7 to 8 defenders coming back, and this was one of our worst defensive years under Jimbo, and we got 7 to 8 of those guys coming back with a little bit of experience. I think the defense will play better. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Clemson. We have a lot of off-the-field issues that I'm not feeling. We lost our running back that was really our first 1,000-yard rusher in forever, and we lost the QB. I mean, Golson is penciled in as the starter, but we lost a young QB for hitting a woman allegedly. I gotta say allegedly because he said he didn't, but the video said he did. It was just it's just hectic. But I just gotta say allegedly. Anyway, we got some guys that just don't know how to act off the field, and I can see why they would pick Clemson to win it. I mean, Clemson played us tough last year. We almost lost to Clemson last year. So I mean, I'm not mad at that. They still have us, right there in the mix. And, we got to play the games. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But I know you, typical Spade, got to throw a little salt. Going to mention all our off-the-field issues.
I mean, I'm just
because
saying.
You think Miami on to come up in their Adidas and they Adidas.
You said we got some guys that don't know how to act off the field, and I was thinking typical Florida State news to me. But we can move forward. What else we got? Y'all ain't never known how
we can move. You know what? Since we on college football, let's stay on college football, man. If you guys haven't heard some news coming out of Ohio, the Buckeye State, Braxton Miller, the quarterback, is now moving to wide receiver. And Spade, before you go, because I want to get your thoughts on that. His father came out this week and also said if that don't work out, he's willing to. He got a third plan. If wide receiver don't work out, his third plan is to move to halfback. How do you feel about that?
I'm going to get serious for a minute. I cut the fool up here, but I'm dead serious with this one right here.
Okay.
Sadly, man, I think this kid did the right thing. And that's sad. He did the right thing because, let's face it, man, you got to be phenomenal to get a shot in the NFL as a black quarterback. We've talked about it before on this show. I've seen QBs at the collegiate level put up really good numbers. Don't even get me. I'll start naming them. I talk about this kid Woodson from Kentucky. That was the biggest. I cannot believe this guy got shafted like he did, man. He beat a lot of big. Top, don't even get me started on top. I mean, if I start naming people, we'll be here all night. But basically, somebody in his family was smart enough to tell him that his future may be. It was uncertain with him at quarterback, and I think he was a talented quarterback. And I made this reference before. I'll make it again. The best high school quarterback I ever saw with my own eyes is a strong safety in the NFL, and that's Eric Berry. Eric Berry at Creekside High here in Georgia, that dude was the truth. But his father was smart enough to tell him, somebody in his circle told him, you know what, you need to be a DB. Your future is brighter at another position. And I don't want it to be that way, but it is, man. And Braxton kind of set it up saying that he felt like he was the best athlete in college football, which I found comical. And I realized there's a lot of Buckeye fans that was replying to me on Twitter like, Spady is the best athlete in college football. And I was like, what the hell are y'all talking about? But I get it now. He was setting himself up for that move. He wants to sell himself as this athlete. I hope it works out for him. I hope he goes pro, and I hope he makes a lot of money.
First and foremost, get better, EB, Eggberry, get well. We want you back in the league.
Preach.
But more importantly, we want you healthy. So get better, EB. As far as Braxton Miller, man, I think I mean, I get what you're saying, and you know, it's been a lot of guys from college that played QB that moved to wide receiver and done well. You know, Hans Ward, Julian Edelman, Randall L. There's been, you know, numerous guys that have done it. Brad Smith, guys that have done it. I just think, I mean, I get it. But if he wanted to be a QB, I think he could have left. I mean, it was reports coming out that, you know, Florida State wanted him before they signed Golson. They ended up getting Golson because they didn't know what Braxton Miller was going to do. Braxton Miller moving to wide receiver, you know, they saying he lighting it up over there at wide receiver. And, you know, the father even putting it out there that if that don't work out, he even willing to move to running back. So it just seemed like he willing to just do whatever needs to be done just to get a tryout in the draft. When I don't think he needed to do that. I mean, when he was healthy, he was one of the best QBs in the nation. And I think he is a black quarterback, and we talk about that a lot on this show. But he help when he's healthy. He's one of the best QBs in the nation. But in the NFL, it's weird, man. I guess he had to do that to have his shot in the pros. Because guys like Taj Boyd, they lit it up in college, and they still didn't get a shot.
We just talked about a guy on this show that went from saying, I don't have the hands to be a wide receiver to, okay, I'm willing to play some wide receiver. And you was if he was willing to play wide receiver, he should have entered the draft as a wide receiver. You know, and you were saying you would have been okay with it. Well, the problem with that is somebody will probably still give you a shot, but you don't have that body of work. And what Braxton is doing kind of puts me in the mind of what Michigan did with Denard Robinson. Denard was a QB, but before Denard even left Michigan, he was playing some other positions. So he had something on the resume. And like I said,
I get it.
It's a shame that he has to do it. But
I get it.
I mean, let's face it, man. If you want to play on Sundays and you're a black quarterback, you better be able to do something else because it's a damn good chance they won't let you
gotta do everything. You either better be exceptional, or you better be able to do everything.
Yep.
And I guess that's what he's trying to do everything. But we can move on.
All right. So also, man, we talking football. Let's talk this NFL news. I'm sick of talking about it. You're sick of talking about it. You guys are probably sick of hearing about it. But let's revisit Deflategate again. Today, it came out that the league is going to stick to their guns and they are keeping Brady at the 4-game suspension. But the thing that I kind of want to talk about, some news came out, and before I say how I feel about it, I want to know where you're at. It came out that they requested Brady's phone, and Brady said that he had destroyed the phone. He said that he destroyed it. So,
yeah, man.
I mean, how does that, does it even affect your opinion on this matter at all? And if so, how does it?
I mean, it's 4 games, man. I'm tired of talking Brady. I'm tired of talking all these suspended guys. I really just want to get back to some football. I'm a huge football fan. I really just want to get back to the game. I'm tired of talking about these guys. But Brady destroying the phone had me like, oh, what was he hiding? You know what I mean? Like, what? Why would you destroy your phone? Why would you take your SIM card out and break your SIM card or do whatever you did? Why would you do that unless you had something to hide, man? So it got me to thinking. And when I go to my legal news, because, you know, since they upheld his suspension, they saying that Brady's team is going to take it to federal court. Now, when I want my legal fix, I go to Roger Cossack on ESPN, and Roger Cossack said that he don't think Brady has a leg to stand on because the NFL and the Players Union pretty much gave Roger Goodell veto power. Like, he's pretty much it. So what he say goes. And I see Brady being suspended for 4 games. Eat the suspension, come back. I mean, you guys can still go, 12-4. You probably can still win that division. I mean, like, just take the suspension. The same thing I said with Greg Hardy. Just eat it. I'm like, this junk happened before the Super Bowl. The season is about to start, and we still talking about it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I will say, a lot of people are going to say him destroying the phone looks like an admission of guilt. And it possibly could, but it don't necessarily mean it's an admission of guilt for him with this particular situation. And I'm not trying to put Brady out here on Front Street, but let's face it, man. They say that Brady sends something like 8,000 texts per day. Now, I don't know about you. I text a lot. I don't send on 8,000 texts a day. All them damn texts ain't about football, and they ain't all to his wife. I don't know if you want these folks roaming through your phone looking at them 8,000 texts, bruh. that man might be hitting up some sex hotlines or something. He might got some booty calls on the side. You don't want all these folks going through your phone. But this stuff, man, right now we talking about deflating footballs. They go through 8,000 texts a day. We might be talking about sex scandals, and it ain't no telling, man.
Yeah, you right.
Who knows?
I get it.
I mean, we might be talking about, I just want to say this, and I don't want to throw them under the bus, but what's the chance that they go through all them text messages and we find some correlation between him and this old crazy tight end they got in jail? You know what I'm saying? It's just, who knows? No, you're not going through my phone, bro. I'm breaking it, setting it on fire, and throwing the ashes in the trash can if I'm Tom Brady. No, sir.
I get it, and I hear what you're saying, but the investigator, Ted Welsh, I think his name Ted Wells, excuse me, said, you could just read it to me. Just read it to me. And he didn't even want to do that. Like, he said, I would take your word for it, and he didn't even want to do that. You ready to move on?
Yes, sir. You know me.
Let's talk about something on the field, finally. Something on the field. If you guys haven't heard, Minnesota and AP done restructured this deal. AP looking happy. Minnesota Vikings looking happy. It seemed like everybody happy again. So now AP came out this past week and said he's shooting to rush for 2,500 yards. 2,500 yards in one season. AP said that's the goal for this year. So all you fantasy dudes, draft him number one, because AP said he about to go ham. How do you feel about AP saying this, man?
As a running back, that should be his goal every damn year. Like, what running back in the league, like, I really just want to get about 900 this year. They all want 2,500 yards. So, I mean, him saying that's his goal, that means nothing to me. I mean, I guess if you're a Viking fan, you want to hear that, but I think that's his goal every year. The reality is, AP's last great season, over 2,000 yards, was 2012. So I still think he's got a lot of juice in the tank, but if you're looking at his numbers have kind of jumped down a little bit. Then, of course, he has some time off. Realistically, I don't know if this guy can come back and rush for 2,500 yards. Isn't that the record? Ooh, that's a record.
Yeah, I think that has shattered a record.
Yeah, man.
Shattered a record.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, much ado about nothing. Just AP talking. Typical AP.
Typical AP. But, I mean, it's good to set goals for yourself. And, I don't think he'll reach it because it's the NFL. And, but Mike Zimmer came out also and said, yo, we going to feed him. So, AP might get 400 carries. AP done hit that age where teams don't really give a damn about you. So, they like, you know what? Let's just run him in a hole because he ain't got that much time left anyway. So he at that stage in his career anyway, that 30-year-old stage where they like, you know what, let's just feed him. And whatever happens, happen. So if they feed him and he get 2,000 again, or, everybody's expecting, well, majority of people is expecting AP to have a big year this year because they saying AP got a lot to prove. But 2,500 is just a huge number, and I don't think he'll get there. But it's good to set goals, AP. We'll see you on the field. I can't wait to watch it. I'll tell you that.
I know, right? Sounds good. All right, so as you guys know, man, we have been compiling our all-time NFL team. We did the same thing with our NBA team, which was a pretty quick process. For the NFL team, it's been a very time-consuming process. It's required a lot of research, and we kind of like neck and neck. We both are putting together some really good teams. This week, we're going to attempt to give you our all-time wide receivers. And we spoke about it, and we decided that 2 wouldn't be enough. We wanted the slot guy.
Nope.
We got the 3. 3 wouldn't be enough. We wanted to have enough that we can go shotgun, old school run and shoot. And then I said,
that's right.
Why not just go ahead and have enough that we can go 5 wide if we want to? So we're going to give you guys our 5 receivers for our all-time NFL teams. LaParis, go first. Give me your number 1 receiver.
My number 1 receiver is hands down Jerry Rice. Give me Jerry Rice to go. I know he had a little bit of stickum on him, but we breaking the rules anyway. Right. Give me Jerry Rice, baby.
I'm right there with you, bro. Give me Jerry Rice and give me that damn can of stickum too. I want them both. I don't want one without the other.
I wanted 2. Yeah.
Give me Jerry, man.
That's right. Who's your number 2?
My number 2, man, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but, man, this guy right here told me to bring them 84 jerseys out, man. Give me Randy Moss. The guy was a freak of nature, one of the best deep threats I've ever seen. Give me Randy for my number 2, man.
Crazy thing is, we agree again. Give me Randy Moss. I know Randy Moss, when he touched that field, when Randy Moss wanted to play and he was motivated, Randy Moss was incredible. Indeed. So give me Randy Moss. Give me number 84.
Okay, so let's those two right there was easy. Let's ramp it up, man. Yeah. Who are you throwing in your slot?
For my slot receiver, it's probably going to shock you a little bit. I want a guy that has amazing hands. Mm-hmm. I want a guy that has amazing hands that could run the hell out of a route. So give me Torrey Holt, man. I want Torrey Holt, and I want Torrey Holt from the greatest show on turf, Torrey Holt. I want that Torrey Holt. So give me Torrey Holt, man, in my slot.
All we gotta do is play y'all on grass, and we taking them straight out of the equation. But for me, man, in my slot,
got a pair of the best hands I've ever seen, man.
In my slot, man, unfortunately, this guy a lot of times was known as the poor man's Jerry Rice, and that's really not fair. But it's also not a put down. I mean, Jerry Rice was just that damn great. So in the slot, man, give me Tim Brown. I feel like that's a guy with sure hands who can run the hell out of a route. Give me Tim Brown.
Yeah, man. I like that. Who's your 4?
Things gonna get a little weird right here, man. At the 4, I want a versatile guy who, if I need to, I can put him as my number 2 receiver. If I want to, I'll put him as my number 1. And I went with a guy who was a big target. He was a physical guy. And my favorite thing to see this guy do was to run like a hitch and turn around and throw that stiff arm out. I felt sorry for the first DB to get there. He was getting that stiff arm. Give me Terrell Owens, man. And I know he's not a fan favorite, but give me T.O.
You see, we was kind of in the same ballpark. I like T.O., and I was going to pick T.O. The reason I didn't pick T.O. because I didn't like some of those drops he had. But I'm not mad at T.O. I went to the U for one of my guys, and I had to go get number 88, the playmaker himself. I went with Michael Irvin, man. I went with Michael Irvin, a guy that made a ton of plays for the Dallas Cowboys, one of my favorite wide receivers all the time. I went Michael Irvin, man, for my number 4. A guy that could take Randy Moss and Jerry, if one of those guys go down, Michael Irvin could fill right in. We ain't missing a beat. So give me Michael Irvin.
Well, we're going to throw it right back to you. Finish it off. This is your 5th receiver when you want to just spread the field wide and break the defense down. Who's your last guy?
See, and you went versatile in your previous wide receiver. I want versatility here. So my 5th wide receiver, I was thinking, you know what? I want a guy that can just run a streak route. I want a guy that can return punts. I want a guy that can return kick returns. So I went to the U again. Give me Devin Hester, a guy that can change the game for me. A guy that can change the game for me on special teams. I know y'all like wide receiver, but you want to know what? Special teams is an important part of the game. And if I gotta take a spot to put a wide receiver there, give me Devin Hester because he's a game changer.
Wow.
Give me Devin Hester.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah, well, man. I wanted to finish mine off with a wide receiver from Miami as well because we wide receiver you. We everything you. And I looked at Irvin, and I wanted Irvin, but I switched it up. And this one right here is going to throw some people off. But if we go in new school and I still want to go Miami, give me Andre Johnson. Because when I look at Andre's body of work, he still ain't had a great quarterback yet. He has never played with a great quarterback. I mean, he's going to play with a good quarterback this year. But, I mean, he never had a Joe Montana or, you know what I'm saying? None of that stuff. So give me Andre.
To me, one of the most underrated wide receivers ever.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, I like Andre. But I mean, you see, the teams are still looking. The teams are still looking good, man. I like how they're looking at it. They looking real good, man. But you good?
Yeah, I am, man. I'm curious to see these guys pick their 5 wide receivers.
I
man. believe Rice and Moss will be in everybody.
Down there, but and I was thinking, Spade, I'm probably going to get killed for picking Devin Hester. But I want to do them. Yeah, I knew it was going to shock you. That's why I want to tell you, pre-taping, pre-recording. But I picked Devin Hester because I want a little bit of versatility on the special teams, a guy that I could put in there. With him and Dion back there, I'm feeling invincible. But we want to thank you guys for watching. It's been an amazing show. We back. You guys can expect these joints rolling out. As usual, if you new, bang the subscribe button. It's up there. If you're a regular here, bang the like button. It's down there. Show your love. All the social media, everything will be down there. If you don't want to see our mug shots, we got podcasts everywhere. iTunes, ऊPodOmatic, SoundCloud. You guys, there's no reason why you guys shouldn't be tuned in somewhere listening to the best podcast on YouTube. I said it. Best podcast on YouTube. We thank you guys for your continued support, man. We'll see you guys next episode.